Well, hello, friends. This is Kimberly. It's episode 342, and I'm so glad that you are listening today because I am interviewing the one and only Wendi Aspes, the owner of Wringer Wear. Oh, yes, Wringer Wear makes clothing for men and women for all types of racket sports, whether you're playing pickleball, padel, or tennis. They are the yummiest fabrics, but what you may not realize is that they have a very special technology, and it's a patented technology that has been incorporated into the skirts and shorts to help people who have sweaty hands. And I know some of you are like, "Oh yes, I have sweaty hands." And some of you are thinking, "Wait, do I have sweaty hands?" And here's the truth. You probably do more than you think, and you've probably wiped your hands on your shirt or tried to figure out towels to have, but they've got the patented technology that's on the skirts and on the men's shorts so that when you wipe your hands on this fabric, and it's an amazing, nice fabric that's on the sides, allows you to wipe your hands. They're dry because they believe that dry hands are fast hands. So this clothing line is awesome. I'm so happy to have met Wendi. I was actually at a pickleball tournament in Atlanta, Georgia. My husband and I live here in Houston, and we had qualified for it from our local club here at Ace Pickleball. So shout out to Ace. We went there and we ended up, y'all, winning the tournament in our 50 plus division. We won $2,500 and some shoes and a racket. It was like insane. I was like, when in the world do you get to win $2,500 these days? Anyways, we had a ball and I met Wendi there because she was marketing her business there. She had a booth and I went up to her and I was talking to her and she shared her story and all this stuff. And I thought, this is amazing. I'm going to have her on the show. This would be awesome. And I think what she shares is so important to you, whether you're in the idea stage of a business, whether you're starting one now, whether you're building one. You get to hear what she has gone through and how intelligently she has positioned her brand in the marketplace to really find that sweet spot of racquetball sports racket sports in general, because there doesn't seem to be a brand out there that really owns this space. And so they're looking to do that. They've got the patented technology. The fabrics are yummy, like totally yummy. I love my skirt, my sweatshirt, my top that I got. And I'm just excited for you to hear this story and learn from Wendi. She shares everything very clearly and simply, but you can just hear the intelligence behind everything, the strategy behind what she's doing because she's taking this seriously. So if you've had a dream or you've had a passion for whatever it is, this is going to inspire you. And I'm so excited to share Wendi with you. Also, too, really quick, you get a 20% discount today for being a listener. All you have to do is click the link down below that takes you to Wringer Wear. And by the way, it starts with a W. It's WRINGER Wear, WEAR. So wringerwear.com. Okay. If you just click the link down below, that's my affiliate link. It'll take you over and you'll get that 20% off. Or if you just use the coupon code SJGS, you will get 20% off. So excited for you to hear Wendi. And so excited for all that you're going to learn from her. Okay, on to the episode. Well, hello, Wendi. I am so excited that you are here today on the She's Just Getting Started podcast. What an honor.
Thank you so much. I am so thrilled to be here. This is really an honor for me as well.
Wringer Wear is impressive. It's awesome. And it's a new business that you're just getting going. And I want to hear all about it.
Every day is a new adventure for sure as a business owner, as I'm sure most people who have started a business can attest to.
Yes, it's like a roller coaster ride. It's like emotional and actual roller coaster every
100%.
day.
It's like dealing with a middle school girl is really what I think.
It's unpredictable. It takes all these turns.
Exactly.
But it's definitely one of the most fulfilling things and
Absolutely.
one of the most awesome journeys. So I would love for you to share why Wringer Wear exists, why it was started, and just give us the scoop on it so everyone can understand where you're coming from and why it began.
Sure. I've been a competitive athlete my whole life. I started playing tennis when I was a little girl, and I played all as I was growing up and through high school, and I went to college to play. And it was kind of like religion in my house. You picked up a tennis racket. And I always had sweaty hands. And it was just my thing. I would lose grips, rackets would fly out of my hands, but there was no solution for it. Fast forward a bunch of years later, because I grew up in the Northeast, I moved down to Atlanta, where it is hot, really, really, really hot and humid a lot of the year. And when I was playing racket sports down here, my problem got worse. And I realized that there had to be a better way than what was on the market, which was honestly nothing. You have over grips and you have lotions and you have towels that you can use, but nothing that actually solved the problem immediately in the middle of a point. And finally, one day I just had enough and I was standing in my closet and I was getting dressed to go play. And I thought, there has got to be something better than just a regular skirt or just a regular pair of shorts. And I have an idea that can change the game for women like me.
Literally and
Literally.
figuratively changed the game, like, everything.
Literally.
Wait, so that aha moment for you was in your closet?
In my closet, putting on a skirt. Um, but the truth was, I didn't know how to go about doing it. I didn't ever start a brand before. I've never been in the apparel business.
Mm,
I was a director of marketing for a pediatric brain tumor research foundation. That was what I did for work. So the racket sports was on the side for fun and for just to get some competition and to work out. But it wasn't ever something that I was pursuing. And then in that moment, I thought, I'm ready to make a change. I think I'm midlife,
mhm,
so knocking on 50's door.
right.
And I wanted to do something different. And this idea was at the top of mind. And then COVID happened.
Mm,
And during COVID, like many other families in the US and probably across the world, we all put a net in our driveway to get outside and get a little
yes.
exercise, play with the kids. And we started playing pickleball and we started getting obsessed with pickleball. And, and it was like, all right, this is the perfect time to pivot, change careers, change course, and try to pursue this idea that I had, but didn't know how to get there. So that's that is really the start of where Ringer started.
Yeah, so were you still working when you had this aha moment? You were still working, were you working full time?
I was working for the foundation
Okay,
from home,
okay.
so everything the whole world was on hold.
Yes,
So,
yes.
but yes, I was still working at the
And
time.
you were doing marketing, so you kinda had a little experience with, like, oh, how you bring a message out or sharing a message with the world and trying to attract people and all of that. So what was the first thing you did? You're like, "Okay, I'm ready. I'm ready for this, like, second act. I wanna pursue this. I see a need." What were those first steps that you took?
Well, funny you say that. The first step was um, discussing this with my brother-in-law, who was also becoming obsessed with pickleball at the same time that I was during COVID, and
Okay.
saying to him, "Hey, uh, what if we did this together? What if we started a business together? What if we started an apparel brand together?" He's a sweaty mess when he plays. My hands are sweating. Let's build a brand around sweat technology. And he was all in, which to probably my husband's chagrin, he was a little apprehensive about me going into business with his brother. Um, but we bring very different skill sets to the
Mhm.
table. And I think that we both have a passion for this sport and myself in particular for all racket sports. So we thought, hey, let's give it a shot. Let's see what happens.
Yes, that is fascinating that you would start your business with your brother-in-law. I know the in-laws and family and all that can have an interesting dynamic, and sometimes they say that doesn't work. What was it about your complementary skills? Like, what were those skills that you think would work together well?
Well, I think the most important thing really is that we're both in this to succeed for one another. And I want to win so he can win, and he wants to win so I can win. So we have each other's back,
Mm,
and
mhm.
I think in general, the apparel business can be tricky as I'm learning day to day. And to have a partner who is trustworthy and is going to shoot you straight and protect you when you need it, I think really makes a difference and has made a big difference for us.
So you tell him, and then you're like, "Okay, we wanna do this." So now what? Now what happens?
Now we try to figure out how to do that.
Okay.
We went around and we spoke to a lot of people who had either been in the apparel business or had been entrepreneurs, and we tried to surround ourselves with mentors and experience to help us kind of navigate how to source fabric, how to pick a factory, how to design, how to
Mm,
have a technical design. I mean, there were layers upon layers upon layers, and my personality is very much, I want the playbook. Give me the playbook and
right,
I can follow the steps and I can crush it. But
right.
when you don't have a playbook and you're making it up a little bit as you go, it's difficult. Um, New things are coming at you all the time. How do you process it? Where does it fit in your schedule? Oh, by the way, I'm also a mom of three.
Yes.
So I'm navigating those roles as well. Um, so that's kind of where we started. We just tried to talk to people
Yes.
and figure it out from there.
Yeah. I can't imagine trying to find manufacturing. I'm just thinking about that, and I'm like, "Oh my gosh, clothing is just a whole world that I don't know too much about, or, actually doing it yourself." But
Yeah.
man, so do you do it in the USA? How do you go about that?
So we got really lucky. We met a partner based out of California,
Oh,
and they have been in the industry for a long time, and they had connections and made introductions for us. So um,
wow.
that was really important because we tried to do it on our own, and the prototypes we got back were just not right.
Mm,
And both, I also was very much felt like I'm not going to do this unless it's
right,
100%. I can
right,
get 100% behind it.
right,
And if the product's not perfect, I'm too old to wear something that's uncomfortable or doesn't fit right or doesn't look right, and it's got to perform. So
right. And you had mentioned that about the sweaty hands and all that. So how did that start coming into play?
So the real differentiator, I think, in who Ringer is as a brand is that we have a patented fabric that's
Mm,
built into our men's and women's bottoms. And it's basically a towel built into your shorts and skirts where you can wipe your hands and it absorbs the sweat and then it evaporates. And our outer layers are hydrophobic, which means water repels right off of them. So you're not sitting in anything heavy and sweaty. And it's a game changer. If you think about it, and when I tell people the story about why Ringer started, they'll say, "My hands sweat all the time, and I'm constantly looking for relief." But if you could find relief mid-rally, right on your skirts or your shorts, then you're thinking about the next point. You're not thinking about, "When am I gonna wipe my hands?" Because the truth is, if you're focusing on your sweaty hands, you're not thinking about the next rally, next point. All of a sudden, you're 2, 3 points down. How did that happen? You've lost a
right,
game because you've
right,
lost focus. So
right,
we're giving you a competitive edge that everybody needs.
right. And so when you were trying to figure out your market positioning, which by the way, for everyone listening, I feel like Wendy and Jason have done a really good job of this and are taking this extremely seriously, which I see a lot of new business owners kind of jump in sometimes and they don't really think about their positioning and their long-term goals and everything. So tell us about that. Like compared to the other brands out there, what was kind of your thought? I know you said it was the technology that was totally different. What else do you think it is that makes your brand special or that what you were trying to do with your brand to position it effectively?
Well, I think we're trying to be the racket sports apparel brand
Mhm.
for everyone who loves the sport and feels part of a community. I think in this day and age, it's really important. And I find there's a lot of people want to feel a part of something, a part of a community. And it's almost like you how you and I met. If I see you playing and we start talking, "Oh, you're a pickleball player, I'm a pickleball player." There's like this instant connection. And then in that connection, we foster community.
Right,
And Ringer wants to be the brand for that community. So yes, we have a competitive edge. We make a difference on the court, but we make you feel good and look good as well, because looking good is important. Um, so our things fit you well. Our cuts are flattering.
yes,
The-
they're so cute. This is skirt, by the way. Oh my gosh, it fits so cute. I
uh,
love it. And this top, so cozy. I'm like, it's yummy fabric. And I
yeah,
love it.
these are our fabrics. We've developed them. We took a lot of time and careful thought into what we want it to feel like, how we want it to wash. Let's be honest, because if you're sweating in it at all, you have to wash it, how it wears over time.
Yes.
So we were very intentional with our creation of everything we've made.
Yeah. So you sell online direct to consumer. And is your goal to get in stores or just to always be direct to consumer? Or what are your thoughts on that?
So we do sell direct to consumer online at ringerwear.com.
Yes.
And we also are in pickleball facilities. We
Okay.
are in country clubs. We are expanding in the wholesale market. We do co-branding. So
Mm.
we can put your logo on our gear
Mhm.
as well. We are doing uniforms for Major League Pickleball teams, for senior Major League Pickleball teams, for colleges. We do the
Right.
uniform tops for the University of Georgia Pickleball Club. So we are really running the gamut. We want anyone who loves racket sports to wear our stuff. And I think because the growth of the racket sports market, and
Yes.
not just pickleball, I'm
Right.
talking tennis, padel. There's a crazy stat 92% of people who play padel one time play it again. So
What?
92%. That's crazy. Therein lies a huge apparel market as well.
Yes.
So
Yes.
pickleball's booming, right? From
Yes.
2021 to 2024, there's a 311% growth rate. 311%.
Right.
Let that sit for a second.
Yeah.
That's tennis is up and is on the rise as well.
Yes. Yes.
Now you have padel. Um, so there's a huge market there for apparel. And in my personal opinion, there's never been a brand that has owned the space.
Mm.
There've been lots of athleisure brands. There's been, brands that are definitely recognizable in their own sports, but no one has ever been a brand that really gives you quite a competitive edge. And so we say, like, what does your skirt do for you? What do your shorts do for you?
Right.
Ours do something for you. They give you an edge that you did not have. And that I think is the big differentiator of who we are.
Wow. And I love the branding. Did y'all have to get a professional company to do this, or how did you come up with the branding?
No, when your partner and your co-founder was a creative director, it's really nice that it comes in
Super
house.
easy at that point? Y'all,
Yes,
yeah, that must be nice. There's a lot of people that struggle with trying to get their brand done and all that.
100%. So Ringer's twofold. Ringer is one is wringing sweat, right?
Okay.
And the other is a ringer is everybody wants to play with a ringer. So it's someone who's the best at on the court, but may not look like it. So let's be honest, it's still a pair of shorts. It's still a skirt at the end of the day. It's still a shirt, but it performs better and it does something. So
Yes.
that's where Ringer, the name came from.
I love it. Did that take y'all a long time to come up with it? Or was it just like, these are the things that our goals are? And it was like, boom, that's the name.
It was one of the first ones that came out and I was like,
You're like,
that's it.
that's it.
Yeah, for
I
sure.
know. I remember seeing you at the pickleball thing. I think you were wearing a sweatshirt that said it because it was in the winter. I was like, what is that?
Yes.
And was talking to you about your stuff. We were on a break and I was like, oh my gosh, these are so cute.
And
And
by the way, watching Kimberly play was so fun. She crushed it out there.
was I a ringer?
She was a ringer. She played.
E division.
It doesn't matter what division you play in. If you're having fun, that's what this sport is all about.
You're so sweet. It was
Well, it was fun to watch. It's always fun to watch when you can tell people who are super, super competitive, even when they're just smiling, like
yeah, and
just by your stance and by your facial expressions. I knew that your opponents were in
this
some
was
trouble.
real. This was a real deal over 50. My husband and I, my husband's actually the competitive one, so we joke all the time. But anyways, it's so much fun. So as far as you doing marketing and things, like you had the booth at the pickleball championship that we went to in Atlanta. So what are the things that y'all are doing to market? Then get the I know you mentioned you had college players wearing it and wearing the brand and things like that. Is there any other things particularly that y'all have goals for that you wanna do or
Sure. So we have a ambassador program,
Mm,
which we are really excited about. We have a lot of people signed up, and that's great because they represent the brand and then they post content. The Atlanta PPA Slam is coming up starting Monday. That's a major event for pickleball, and so we will be there in the Pickleball Central tent.
awesome.
Um, and then we're just marketing to, the padel clubs and the tennis
Yes.
clubs and all the pros. We do trade shows. We do pop-up events. We're just trying to really get the message out there
Yes.
because my favorite part so far has been when I've told someone the story of what Ringer is
Mhm.
and why it's different. And they've come back and said, "Oh my God, why hasn't anyone thought of this before?
Right.
Where has this been my whole racket sports career?"
Yeah.
And that was how I felt. The first time I put on the skirt and played in it, and it was just a prototype, I thought, this is it. This is what I've been looking for all these years. And I've tried all these other things, and here it is. So
What
we
an
solved we
amazing
solved the problem.
Yes, what an amazing feeling. Well, it's funny you say that because when I met you at the pickleball tournament and I was like, I want to go see, I saw your stuff there in the corner. I went over there and I was like, oh, this is so cute. And I started talking to you. And then you were sharing a little bit about the business. And then we kept talking. And then you shared the story. And I was like, this is so awesome. This is exactly what you should be doing. Just me being a person that's been a business coach and just like, I've met all kinds of vendors, but all of a sudden I was emotionally invested in this. And I saw that it had this angle of, that you could wipe your hands on it, no more sweaty hands. But then also you were sharing your story, how this was a second act for you. And all of it just drew me in. And I thought, this is fascinating. This is awesome. And so I just want to commend you on that because I thought that was
Oh,
really good about you sharing the story. I think part of it right now, it's an
yeah,
education process, right? Everyone knows some of the other brands at their stores everywhere, and maybe we don't have to be educated on those. But I think when you have a new brand that has a patented technology and has something very special about it that came from a gap and came from a need in the market, you've got to educate people on some level. And being a real human being and talking to people that come up to your booth or ask about your clothing and having a fun conversation goes so far. It goes a
yeah,
long way, and so
absolutely. I think that's actually it's the most rewarding and the most difficult at the same time,
mm,
right?
mm,
Getting that message out there, spreading the word, sharing the story, um, posting the content,
yeah.
keeping up with, I, I'm I am learning TikTok at a
Go girl.
much at a much slower pace than my children. I promise you. I've been told my videos are cringe, and some other lingo. I don't know what it means, but yeah. So that's the hardest part. Is the story is there, right? It is,
Right,
and it's not complicated. There was a
right.
gap in the market. I figured it out. Let me introduce this to you. It will change
Yeah,
everything for you.
it will change
But it's hard, and we've done this all ourselves. So we've bootstrapped this, and
it.
we've got some exciting things in the works that, hopefully will take us to the next level. But
Yep.
um, it's not all sunshine and roses and pickleballs and tennis balls and all the things. I'll tell you
All
that.
the things. What's been hard? What do you think's been hard? Just for other listeners out there who are starting a business too, and we've got the ups and downs like we mentioned at the beginning. What's been hard for y'all just on an honest level? Like what because you're a new business owner. Like you weren't doing this before.
I think what's been hard is knowing what you don't know and trying to figure out how to bridge that gap. Um, I think time management is always an issue. There's so many things and there's so many um, places I want to be physically. I want to be at every tournament. I want to be at every club. I want to talk to every pro, but I'm one person.
Right.
So, what are the tools at my disposal that I can use um, to spread that message?
Right.
This amazing podcast, meeting you,
Right.
talking
Right.
to other. Hopefully, there's women out there who love this racket sports and say, "Hey, I'll check this out."
Yeah.
Or,
Yes.
I think that's been, I think, the difficulties. Um, just trying to bridge the gap of what I should know, what I do know, and what is still out there. And owning your own business, I know in my bones that this product can change people's lives on the court. And I just have to keep pushing until everyone else knows it too.
Oh my gosh. I love that so much. Okay, so now as you're talking, I'm, like, smiling because I love the story and everything you're sharing. But also, I wondered if you could show us I see the cute little purple top behind you
Yeah.
and all that.
Okay, so this is the skirt that comes
Okay.
in a bunch of different
Yeah.
colors.
Okay.
And this is the fabric, the
Okay.
patented fabric built in here on the
Oh,
sides.
okay, on the
It
side right
on
here.
the
The
side.
little green
Yeah,
and black one.
exactly. So you're black there. And
Yeah.
it feels like a towel.
Right.
Um, and you can wipe your hands, it absorbs the sweat and then it evaporates. It has, compression lined
Okay.
shorts underneath.
Yeah.
We also make a women's short as well. We have
Mm,
a men's short that's compression lined. It's got the same patented fabric. You can see it on the back and
awesome.
the front for men. But here's the coolest thing. This is hydrophobic, which means water repels off of it. Let's see if you can see this. But I'm going to pour a little water and it just
Oh my,
drips,
wait, what?
rolls right off. So you're not sitting in anything heavy.
Oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to order my husband a
Yeah.
pair. He'll
So
love
you just
that. That's
rolls.
amazing, and he
Yeah.
sweats profusely as well, so
Yeah. Right off. So there you go.
that is amazing.
Yeah.
Wow.
When I talk to people sometimes they're like, well, I don't sweat and I don't really, and I'm like, if you're holding a paddle or a racket, anything that you're gripping tightly, which you have to when you're playing a racket sport, your hands are definitely have moisture on them.
Right.
And so I think that those players then, they use the product. They're like, oh, this is totally a game changer than what
Right.
I had initially thought it was.
And this sweatshirt is so darn cute. I love how the sleeves are blousey. I don't know is that what you called it?
A blouse. Yeah, it has a little blouse and sleeve. So we have that. We have hoodies. We made I'm wearing the leggings right now.
Okay.
Um, so we just built a whole line out based around the shorts and the skirt, just tops and things that look cute.
Yeah.
And these are all performance fabrics, so they don't hold sweat. Next week I'll be at the PPA tournament, and it could get up to 90 degrees, and I'll be out there all day long. And I'll come home, and you won't see any sweat marks through it.
Right.
So it's pretty special. Like I
Uh,
said, too old to wear things that don't work
yeah,
for me.
I know. Like, we gotta
Right?
have some function now, and
Yes.
yeah. And I want it to fit nice and look cute, and these definitely fit that bill. I absolutely love them. And
And it's great for teams. We have pros wearing it. The pros are wearing it on the courts, and so it's exciting to see the trajectory of this because I am,
yes.
when you vision board it out,
Yeah.
I see where this can go,
Yeah.
and it's just getting the right, I think, pieces in place to get there.
When you were just saying that about the pros wearing it, and I'm thinking about your aha moment in the closet, which I envisioned as well, and I'm thinking the contrast between that and then seeing the pros wear it. I mean, there's got to be this, like, feeling of just pure fulfillment and exhilaration all at the same time that this actually happened. You actually did this, and how rewarding is that for you?
It feels great when I have a minute to think about it, which nobody has a minute to think about it. I think what's also really rewarding for me is I wanted to show my daughters, and I have 3 children. I have a son and 2 daughters.
Mm,
I wanted to show them that you could do anything at any time, that it didn't matter if you didn't know how to do something, you could learn,
mhm,
for all my kids to show them that, and that this is a big pivot. I spend a lot of time doing this, a lot of time that, I don't get back. Um, but I so deeply believe in this product to my core that I can't stop. If I Someone said to me, "Well, what happens if this happens or what happens if you had to
right.
stop tomorrow?" And I said, I can't stop until everyone has heard and everyone has,
Yes.
listened to this podcast as the first one because you're the first podcast I've done. So this is exciting.
Excited. That makes my heart smile. I love
Yeah.
it. I'm so happy. Yeah, now you'll be addicted to these 2. You'll be like, "Okay, great. What other podcasts can I get on?" It's a great marketing tool for any business out there because there's people like me who want to feature people like you and wanna have these conversations. And, you can be talking to women who are just starting a second act, or you can be talking to business owners. There's all
Mhm.
these different angles about innovation and building a brand and all that, and I think there's so many things you can do. It's just so wonderful to watch. I'm just so thankful I got to meet you that day. And is there anything that you wanna leave with the listeners out there? People who may be thinking about starting a business, anyone who's building a business now, do you have any words of wisdom or anything that you wanna share?
I would say, first of all, thank you so much for having me on here because this
Of
has just been
course.
so fun.
Of
Um, I would say that there are going to be a million reasons why you shouldn't start a business or why you shouldn't follow that dream or why you can't think it's possible to meet that goal. But all of that is just noise. And if you block out the noise and you just focus in on one thing and doing one thing really well, you'll be successful. And if you love it and you're passionate about it
Yes.
and you know, I like to think that Ringer is a disruptor in this field,
Mm.
right? We're not a big gun. We don't have billions of dollars behind that we can pour in. We're very strategic about our spends. Um, and so there is the old adage, if there's a will, there's a way. It's absolutely 100% true. And I encourage all your listeners to go after their dreams. And if it works, um, it, it will be so rewarding that all the pain and all the doubt will completely wash away.
Oh my gosh. I love that. Amen, sister. I think that is awesome. And I hope everyone who's listening takes that to heart. Wendi, you're amazing. I'm so thankful we met at the tournament. And I'm so thankful that I get to prance around and play in this ringer wear and be able to wipe my hands on my skirt when they get all sweaty and I'll think of you. And I'm so honored just to be wearing the brand and talking to you today. And thank you for coming on.
Thank you. I'd also love to offer your listeners a discount.
Oh, yes.
Um,
Fun. They would
let's
love
do
it.
that. So anyone who goes to our website, which is ringerwear.com, if you put in the code SJGS,
Mm-hmm.
um, they will get a discount
Oh,
um,
nice.
at checkout.
I'm
And
excited.
if they have any questions, you can email me. I'm Wendi at ringerwear.com, Wendi with an I.
Yeah.
Um, and I'm the one who answers all the emails.
Okay.
So I'd be happy to talk to anyone. And I think I appreciate you so for sharing Ringer. And I can't wait to see you at the next tournament,
That's right.
winning in Ringer.
That's exactly right. Well, that's amazing. Okay, so coupon code SJGS for everyone listening and all of Wendy's contact information and the Ringer website, Instagram page, all that is down below so you can follow, get involved and see how amazing their products are, how cute they are and learn from her about what this looks like to be building a business, doing something you're really passionate about.
Yeah.
So, it's such a great example and I love how serious y'all are taking it and positioning it. And I have no doubt it's going to be a fantastic success. So,
Well, thank you so much for believing in us. And I'm really excited to see what the future holds.
yes, you too. Well, thank you, Wendi.
Okay. Don't forget, dry hands are fast hands.
Right hands are fast hands. That's right.
Yeah. Dry hands are fast hands.
Now, this episode may be over, but our relationship does not have to end here. Head on over to KimberlyBrock.com, and yes, you can get more valuable information for your journey. And you know what? You don't need to go through this alone. I would love to help you. Thank you so much, and have a great day. Bye.